In a vast room filled with holographic screens, the leaders of the Galactic Empire gathered. They were worried, staring at a report that showed strange activities on a remote planet, Earth. The Empire had long dismissed humans as a minor threat, but now things were changing. Rumors about a secret fleet of human warships were spreading like wildfire. This made the Empire's high-ranking officials uneasy. The head of the council, a tall alien with shimmering green skin named Zelthar, slammed his fist on the table. "We must investigate immediately. If these rumors are true, humanity could pose a serious danger to us." The other members nodded, their faces showing concern. They had underestimated humanity for far too long. Meanwhile, on Earth, in a high-security research facility hidden deep within the mountains, a young scientist named Dr. Mia Chen was working late. She was one of the top engineers in the human military and was deeply involved in a top-secret project. Her team had been developing advanced warships that could change the course of battles. Little did they know that their work was about to be revealed. Dr. Chen was focused on her computer screen, her brow furrowed in concentration. The new designs were impressive, sleek, fast, and equipped with powerful weapons. They were unlike anything the Galactic Empire had ever seen. As she reviewed the specifications, a notification popped up on her screen. It was a message from her team leader. "Mia, we need to run a full test flight tomorrow. The council wants results and we can't disappoint them." Her heart raced. A test flight meant showing their creations to the world, and if the Empire was watching, it could mean trouble. Just then, the facility's alarms blared, breaking her concentration. "What's going on?" she whispered, eyes wide. Her heart raced as she quickly gathered her things. The facility had tight security, and an alarm meant something was wrong. The lights flickered, and she rushed toward the exit, hoping everything was okay. Meanwhile, the Galactic Empire's spy, Zarnak, was sneaking through the shadows of the facility. He was skilled at blending in and had been sent to gather information about the human fleet. As he crept closer to the control room, he could hear Dr. Chen and her team discussing the test flight. "This could change everything," she said, her voice filled with excitement. "If we can prove our fleet's power, the Empire will think twice before attacking us." Zarnak's ears perked up. This was the information he had come for. He activated his recording device, capturing every word. Back in the Empire's council room, the mood was tense. Zelthar paced back and forth, worrying about the implications of a human fleet. "If they manage to launch these ships successfully, we could be facing a full-scale war," he said, glancing at the other leaders. "We cannot allow this to happen. We must act quickly." Suddenly, an officer burst into the room, panting. "We've intercepted a transmission from Earth. They are planning a test flight of their new fleet tomorrow." Gasps filled the room. This was more than they had expected. The Empire had to see this for themselves. "Prepare our ships!" Zelthar commanded, his voice steady. "We will observe their test flight and gather all the data we can. This is our chance to learn about their technology and strategy." As the officers rushed to comply, Zarnak continued to record the conversation. He knew he had to get this information back to the Empire. The humans were not just scientists, they were warriors ready to defend their planet. Zarnak felt a chill run down his spine. What if they were more prepared than the Empire ever realized? The stage was set for a showdown. The Empire's leaders were ready to act, and the humans were unaware of the eyes watching them. Tomorrow would change everything. With a final glance at the screens showing Earth, Zelthar whispered, "Let the games begin." The excitement and fear hung thick in the air, foreshadowing the conflict to come. The sun rose over Earth, casting golden rays on the sprawling landscape below. In the skies above, the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation. The human military had prepared for this moment for months. Today was the day they would unveil their secret fleet to the world, and to the Galactic Empire watching from the shadows. Dr. Mia Chen stood on the observation deck of the launch facility, her heart racing. She looked out at the sleek warships lined up on the tarmac, gleaming under the sunlight. Each ship was a masterpiece of engineering, designed to defend Earth against any threat. "This is it," she whispered to herself, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. Nearby, military officers were giving final instructions. Commander Mark Thompson, a tall man with a commanding presence, addressed the crew. "Today, we show the Galactic Empire what humanity is made of. We have worked hard for this moment, and we will not back down. Our ships are faster, stronger, and smarter than anything they've ever seen. Mia nodded, feeling pride swell within her. They had created advanced technology that could outsmart any opponent. But she also knew the stakes were high. The Galactic Empire would be watching closely, looking for weaknesses. If they could hold their ground today, it could change everything. As the countdown began, Mia and the crew took their positions in the control room. Excitement filled the air, and the tension was palpable. 5, 4, 3. The countdown echoed through the facility, each number building the energy in the room. Mia's heart pounded in her chest. 2, 1, lift off! With a roar, the warships soared into the sky, leaving trails of smoke behind them. Mia watched in awe as the fleet ascended, feeling a thrill of hope. The ships glided gracefully, showcasing their speed and agility. Each vessel was equipped with advanced weapons, ready to defend Earth against any threat. As the fleet reached a safe altitude, Commander Thompson's voice came over the intercom. "Prepare for maneuvers! Let's show the Empire what we can do." The pilots responded with confidence, ready to put their training to the test. They executed complex aerial maneuvers, weaving in and out of formation like a synchronized dance. Meanwhile, hidden in the shadows of space, the Galactic Empire's fleet watched with wide eyes. Zarnak, the Empire's spy, reported back to the Council, his voice trembling with excitement. "They're incredible. The humans are flying their ships like seasoned veterans. We've never seen anything like this!" Zelther watched the displays, his eyes narrowing. "We must gather data on their capabilities. They are more advanced than we believed." The other leaders exchanged glances, their expressions a mix of fear and respect. Humanity was no longer just a minor threat. They were a force to be reckoned with. Back on Earth, the fleet continued its impressive display. Mia felt a surge of confidence as she saw the ships maneuver flawlessly, executing sharp turns and rapid climbs. The pilots were skilled, pushing the limits of their machines. This is just the beginning, she thought, a smile spreading across her face. Suddenly, a warning alarm blared in the control room. "What's happening?" Mia shouted, her heart sinking. The monitors flashed with alerts. A group of unmarked ships had entered Earth's atmosphere. They were the Galactic Empire, coming to spy on the test flight. "Commander, we have Empire ships in our airspace." An officer yelled, panic rising in the room. "What should we do?" Thompson's expression hardened. "We continue the demonstration. We will not let them intimidate us." He turned to Mia. "Get the defensive systems online. We may need them." Mia quickly worked on the controls, activating the fleet's shields and weapons. The pilots received the message and prepared for a possible confrontation. The atmosphere shifted from excitement to tension, and Mia felt a weight on her shoulders. As the human fleet continued to perform, the Empire's ships began to circle, their intentions unclear. The humans were ready to defend themselves, but they were also determined to show their strength. This test flight was more than a demonstration, it was a declaration. "Let's show them what humanity is capable of," Thompson shouted over the intercom, rallying his pilots. Mia could feel the energy in the control room intensify as everyone prepared for what lay ahead. The humans were no longer hiding. They were ready to stand tall against any threat, and the Galactic Empire was about to find out just how strong they really were. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over Earth. But in the control room of the human military, the atmosphere was anything but warm. The mood was tense, and everyone was on high alert. The test flight had gone well, but the arrival of the Galactic Empire ships had changed everything. Commander Mark Thompson stood at the front of the room, his brow furrowed. "We must prepare for a possible attack," he said, his voice steady but serious. "The Empire will not take this lightly. They have underestimated us for too long." Dr. Mia Chen was seated at her control station, her fingers flying over the keyboard. She monitored the fleet's systems, ensuring everything was ready. "Commander, I'm activating our defensive shields and weapon systems. We need to be prepared for anything," she announced, determination in her voice. The pilots in the fleet were tense, their hearts racing as they received updates from the control room. Each pilot knew the risks of facing the Empire, but they also felt a surge of pride. They had proven their skills in the air, and now they had to defend their home. "Keep your formations tight," Thompson instructed. "If the Empire decides to attack, we need to stick together." "Strength in numbers!" Just then, a technician shouted, "We're detecting incoming signals from the Empire ships." "They're preparing to communicate." The room fell silent as everyone turned to the screens. The faces of the Empire's leaders appeared, their expressions unreadable. "Greetings, humans!" A tall alien with blue skin and sharp features began. His voice was cold and commanding. "We have observed your display today. It was impressive. But you must understand, you are playing a dangerous game." Thompson stepped forward, his expression fierce. "We are not afraid of you. We have the right to defend our planet. If you think we will back down, you are mistaken." The alien leader smirked, his eyes glinting. "Very well, Commander. Just remember, the Empire does not tolerate threats. If you continue to provoke us, the consequences will be severe." With that, the communication cut off, leaving a heavy silence in the room. Mia felt a chill run down her spine. The Empire was not going to let this go easily. "Commander, they won't back down either. We need to stay alert," she warned. Thompson nodded, his jaw set. "We will. Prepare for a defensive position. If they want to fight, we will give them one." As the minutes ticked by, tension filled the air. The human fleet remained in position, their weapon systems ready. Mia kept a close eye on the radar, scanning for any signs of movement. The pilots exchanged nervous glances, their hands gripping the controls tightly. Suddenly, an alarm blared. "Incoming ships!" a technician shouted. Mia's heart raced as she turned to the screen. Multiple Empire vessels were approaching fast, their weapons charged and ready for action. "Everyone stay calm," Thompson ordered, his voice cutting through the panic. "Get into formation and prepare to engage." The pilots quickly responded, forming a tight cluster, ready to defend their position. As the Empire ships closed in, Mia could see the glowing energy of their weapons charging up. "They're going to fire!" she shouted, adrenaline pumping through her veins. "Brace for impact!" The first wave of laser blasts shot toward the human fleet. Pilots maneuvered their ships, dodging the incoming fire as explosions lit up the sky. The humans fought back, returning fire with their own weapons. The control room erupted with cheers as they struck down one of the enemy ships. But the Empire was relentless. More ships appeared from the darkness, surrounding the human fleet. "We're outnumbered," a pilot yelled, fear creeping into his voice. "Stay focused," Thompson shouted. "We can't let fear control us. We are stronger than they think." As the battle intensified, Mia worked furiously at her station, directing the fleet and coordinating attacks. The energy in the control room was electric, filled with determination. Humanity was ready to fight for its freedom. Suddenly, a voice came through the intercom, breaking through the chaos. "We have a new signal! It's from Earth! They're sending reinforcements!" A wave of relief washed over Mia. Help was on the way. "We can hold them off until then," she cried, her voice filled with hope. With renewed strength, the human fleet continued to battle fiercely. They were determined to protect their home, no matter the cost. The tension was high, and the stakes had never been greater. The clash between humanity and the Galactic Empire was just beginning, and both sides were prepared to fight to the end. The sky over Earth erupted with chaos as the battle intensified. Laser beams shot through the air, creating bright streaks of light against the darkening backdrop. The human fleet, once a symbol of pride, was now in the heat of an epic fight against the Galactic Empire. Commander Mark Thompson shouted orders into the intercom. "Stay in formation! Protect each other! We can't let them break our lines!" His voice was strong, but inside he felt the weight of the moment. Every decision mattered, and every second counted. Dr. Mia Chen monitored the control room, her fingers flying over the console. "We need to reroute power to the shields. Some ships are taking heavy damage." She could see the battle unfolding on the screens. The Empire ships were relentless, pouring fire into the human fleet. As the tension mounted, the first wave of reinforcements arrived from Earth. The sight of new ships brought hope to the weary pilots. "We're here to back you up," came a voice over the intercom. The reinforcements quickly fell into line, joining the fight with fierce determination. One of the pilots, a young woman named Sarah, felt a surge of energy as she flew alongside the new ships. "This is our chance!" she shouted, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. "Let's show them what we can do." With their numbers boosted, the humans launched a counterattack. They fired their weapons with renewed energy, targeting the Empire ships that had been closing in on them. Explosions lit up the sky as enemy vessels were struck, leaving trails of debris floating in space. However, the Galactic Empire was not easily defeated. "We need to take out their command ship," an officer from the control room called out. "If we can disrupt their leadership, we might have a chance." Thompson nodded, rallying the pilots. "All ships, focus fire on the Empire command ship. It's time to end this." He led the charge, darting through the chaos with his ship, aiming for the enemy flagship. Mia's heart raced as she watched the ships engage in a deadly dance. "Come on, everyone! We can do this!" she encouraged, her voice echoing through the control room. She could see that the Empire was beginning to falter, their formations breaking under the pressure of the human attack. As Thompson and his squadron approached the command ship, they faced heavy fire. "I'll cover you," Sarah yelled as she flew alongside him, her ship weaving in and out of enemy blasts. She felt a sense of purpose, fighting not just for herself, but for her home and everyone she loved. The command ship loomed larger, and with a deep breath, Thompson shouted, "Now! Fire at will!" The human ships unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, hitting the command ship with devastating force. Explosions rocked the vessel, and the Empire's leaders scrambled to regain control. In the control room, Mia cheered as the command ship took a direct hit. "Yes, we're breaking through!" But she quickly noticed more Empire ships moving to flank them. "We need to pull back and regroup," she shouted, knowing they couldn't let their guard down. Just as the humans began to pull back, the Empire sent a wave of reinforcements. More ships appeared from the darkness, their numbers overwhelming. The humans were pushed back, struggling to maintain their positions. "We can't hold them off much longer," a pilot yelled in despair. "Stay focused! We've come too far to give up now," Thompson urged, his voice unwavering. "Remember why we're fighting! For our planet! For our future." With a renewed sense of purpose, the human pilots rallied. They fought bravely, determined to protect Earth from the invading forces. The battle raged on, the skies filled with flashes of light and the sounds of explosions. Mia worked tirelessly at her console, analyzing data and making split-second decisions. "We need to deploy the EMP burst," she called out. "It could disable their systems for a short time," Thompson agreed. "Do it! We need every advantage we can get." Mia activated the EMP burst, and a wave of energy shot through space. Several Empire ships flickered and lost power, drifting helplessly. The tide began to turn, and the human fleet seized the opportunity to press their advantage. As the battle continued, each moment felt like a lifetime. The humans fought with all their might, united in their cause. They were not just defending their planet, they were fighting for their very existence. The epic battle raged on, with both sides refusing to back down. In the heart of the conflict, it was clear that this was a fight for survival. Humanity had risen against the Galactic Empire, and the outcome of this battle would shape the fate of their world forever. The dust began to settle over the battlefield, and silence replaced the chaos. Commander Mark Thompson floated in his ship, staring at the wreckage of the Empire vessels scattered across the dark expanse of space. The battle had been fierce, and many brave souls had fought hard, but now victory was within their grasp. In the control room on Earth, Dr. Mia Chen monitored the aftermath of the epic battle. Her heart raced as she processed the data. "We did it! We actually pushed them back!" she exclaimed, relief flooding her voice. Cheers erupted from the crew around her, celebrating their hard-fought triumph. But amidst the joy, there was also a sense of sorrow. Many pilots had not returned. Mia felt a lump in her throat as she thought of her friends and comrades who had made the ultimate sacrifice. "We must remember them," she said softly. "Their courage paved the way for our future." Back in space, Thompson gathered his remaining pilots for a debriefing. "We fought bravely today," he said, his voice steady. "But we must remain vigilant. The Empire will not give up easily. They will come back stronger, and we must be ready." One of the pilots, Sarah, nodded. "We should prepare for their next move." "We can't let our guard down," she agreed. "But we have shown them that humanity is not to be underestimated." As they spoke, a transmission came through from the Empire. The face of the blue-skinned leader appeared on the screen, looking defeated but defiant. "Humans, you have won this battle, but the war is far from over. We will regroup and return. Do not think this is the end." Thompson leaned forward, his expression resolute. "We will be ready for you. You have awakened a force you cannot ignore." The transmission ended, leaving a heavy silence. The threat was still real, but the humans had proven they could stand up to the Empire. Back on Earth, celebrations erupted as news of the victory spread. People poured into the streets, waving flags and cheering for their heroes. Families rejoiced, thankful that their loved ones had returned safely. In the midst of the festivities, Mia watched the celebrations unfold with a sense of pride. "This is just the beginning," she whispered to herself. Humanity had faced a powerful enemy and emerged victorious, but the struggle for their future had only just begun. They needed to unite and prepare for whatever challenges lay ahead. As the days passed, the military worked tirelessly to strengthen their defenses. New ships were built, and technology was upgraded to ensure that they were ready for the Empire's return. Mia led the efforts to develop advanced weaponry and defensive systems, determined to give humanity the upper hand. Meanwhile, Thompson addressed the United Nations, calling for a united front against the Empire. "We must not allow fear to divide us," he urged. "Together we are stronger. We will stand as one to protect our planet and our future." The leaders of the world listened, and soon the call for unity spread across nations. People began to work together, pooling their resources and knowledge to prepare for the next encounter with the Empire. Scientists and engineers collaborated on new technologies, while military strategists devised plans for defense and offense. As the preparations continued, a sense of hope grew among the people. They were no longer just Earth's inhabitants. They were a united force ready to face any challenge. The spirit of humanity shone bright, igniting passion and determination in everyone. One evening, as Mia sat in her lab, she received a message from a distant star system. It was from a group of alien civilizations who had watched the battle. "We have seen your courage," the message read. "We stand with you against the Galactic Empire. Together we can forge a new future." Mia's heart raced as she shared the news with Thompson. "We are not alone!" she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Others are willing to join us." The realization that they could form alliances with other civilizations filled everyone with hope. The fight against the Empire would not be theirs alone. Together, they could stand against the might of the Galactic Empire and build a brighter future for all. With renewed determination, humanity prepared for the next chapter of their story. They had faced their fears and emerged victorious, but now they would take their fight to the stars. A new future awaited them, one filled with possibilities, hope, and unity. As Thompson looked out at the stars, he felt a sense of purpose. Humanity had proven itself capable of great things. The struggle for freedom was far from over, but they were ready to face it together. The battle had forged a bond that could not be broken. They were ready for whatever came next, united in their quest for a peaceful future among the stars.